I'm here at the Dr. Pepper Museum with Chris Dyer, who is the president and CEO of the museum, the Dr. Pepper Museum. And this is one of kind of the iconic exhibits you have, is this truck. Let's talk about this.
Well, first of all, how did we get it up here?
Good question.
I learned that it was piece by piece, and it was an ordeal. So it's staying, but it's really uniquely connected to the Wilton's Landing exhibit. It's a Model T truck. It would have been appropriate for the time when, the period of the exhibit. So we just talk about like automotive history and transporting things and all that, which are all related to the convenience stores and things. And as you can see in the background, we have a great mural, obviously, at a filling station, and they're all ready to fill up the truck or load it up. And so it's just you can't have a convenience store exhibit or talk about travel without having some kind of rolling stock, and it is on the second floor, and it's been really fun. And we actually have moved it around over the years, but it's going to stay here. And it's just such a good fit. It's a good example. People love it. This is a really popular selfie station as well. As you can imagine,
of course.
Most people haven't seen a truck like this.
Got to do that. I see you have a virtual tour as well.
We do, yeah. You can scan the QR code, and it gives you a lot more in-depth information. And we have a lot of resources online because it's such a robust story that people are going to read the labels and learn things, but it's just so much, and some people don't read labels, believe it or not, and they look at stuff and they want to learn more, and then on their own time.
Mm-hmm. And this, of course, this is all part of a relatively new exhibit, just opened in December of 24, and it's a part of the wildly refreshing how animals were used in advertising.
Yes, and it just makes it interesting, and it's appealing. You see now it's more kind of people focused, but you always see animals come in, and who doesn't love a good tiger or a monkey, or we have everything from elephants to chickens, the world.
And at one time a lion was the mascot for Dr. Pepper, the king of beverages. This is wonderful, and I hope folks will take time. Maybe you haven't been to the Dr. Pepper Museum in a while. It's time to come back and check things out. And what a beautiful way to remember a great man. Let's talk a little bit about Wilton Landing.
Yeah, co-founder when the museum wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Foots Clements and Wilton Landing. And they really put a lot of heart and soul into this. And in the 80s, this building that we're standing in was just kind of deteriorated. It was a shell of what it should be, and so through that dedication, through no personal benefit of his own other than he just loved Dr. Pepper and the history, he really was on the forefront of really revitalizing downtown Waco.
And what vision he had for this building and what it has become is just remarkable. More than 200,000 visitors. I think you broke a record. Number of visitors, of tourists.
60,000 visitors, and going back to the beginning where we had 4 or 5 to 6 employees to now over 80 employees.
80,
to handle the traffic, because our focus is customer service. So I think Wilton and that founding group really, they had that huge vision. I always like to say that they've kind of predicted all this, but in grabbing the building across the street when we weren't really busy and all of that. It's just that vision to do that. I don't know where we would be today if we didn't have the other building, because we couldn't accommodate the crowd. So it's just that vision and part of the reason I'm here, because I get to benefit from all of the great work they did and build on it.
Yeah, so you've been here, 7 years now?
Yes, 7 years actually in this coming July. So it's been exciting. And being from Waco and coming here as a kid is really cool.
And like me, growing up on Dr. Pepper.
Right, we all did. Dr. Pepper and Big Red, for sure, that's what you did. There was no other soft drink.
Yeah.
That's what you had.
Of course, 1024, I just, always grew up at. Why don't you explain to everybody what that means in advertising for Dr. Pepper?
That's one of the biggest questions that we get, and everybody asks about it. But it's when you're supposed to drink a Dr. Pepper to get your energy levels up.
Yeah.
So it is a great advertising campaign, and it's kind of long-standing, but it's one of those that everybody kind of gravitates toward. It's kind of like King of Beverages with the lion. those are the kind of the two favorites of our supporters and just people in general. And everybody asks, what does that mean? Well, it's when you're supposed to have your Dr. Peppers. I don't necessarily recommend 3 a day, but they are really good. So.
Of course, that has grown into a club. Let's talk a little bit about the 1024 Club. I know recently you had a kind of a convention here, and you do that every year?
Right, we do. It's we host people. I think we had 13 or so different states represented,
really?
As far away as from Nevada and Washington. But the 1024 Club, obviously, they're Dr. Pepper enthusiasts, but they're collectors. And with Dr. Pepper being the oldest large national brand, 1885. I mean, you can imagine there's a lot of stuff that's surrounded that in different advertising campaigns and memorabilia and stuff. So they descend on Waco every year, and the museum manages the convention, and we do auctions, and it gives the collectors an opportunity to be social and buy and sell things.
I was going to say maybe swap some of their treasures.
We have a swap meet in the museum, and so it's really fun, and it connects us with the people who really collect and love Dr. Pepper. And so we have a huge collection as well. We have, I would think, the largest soft drink memorabilia collection that I'm aware of. But our collectors, I mean, some of them rival what we do. It's pretty impressive.
Would they want to bequeath maybe
any
of their things? Does that happen?
We talked about Wilton Lanning. I mean, we have his collection.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do. They always give us stuff all the time, and so we get a lot of collections donated, and we have a lot of collectors that donate things just constantly. And we don't have everything. There's so much stuff from 1885 to present. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, that's great. Well, we're going to take a little break, but we'd like to come back and maybe walk through a little bit of this particular part of the exhibit, the wildly refreshing exhibit here at the Dr. Pepper Museum. This is great. Of course, king of beverages. I mean, you can't get much grander than a lion, right?
And it's I guess I'm not going to tell you dates because I don't know them, but Dr. Pepper no longer owns that slogan, so we can use it in our old advertising, but we can't use it in our merchandising and stuff. It's just interesting how it evolves. Then a beer company on it now. King
of beers. I'm thinking maybe Budweiser.
So we have to be really careful with what we do, and there's no period in that.
Well, and of course you have it's a museum. This is a museum, so you've got information on the African lion. I understand you had a little event with some people from the Cameron Park Zoo.
Oh yeah, we had with the zoo over, and obviously the zoo is. I grew up going to the zoo.
Oh yeah. Frosty. I remember that dog.
Yeah, and you see the 1024 advertising campaign.
Oh, there's even a paddle ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you think about collecting, there's collectors that collect international cans. There's branding.
Yes, of course.
There's branding on everything. So, we really try to pick and choose we're a museum. We want to have the best of the best. And you can kind of see in the Frosty Dog, in the 1024, you can see notice there's no period in Dr. Pepper.
Of course.
And that's simply, it wasn't always like that. That's simply a font change because you can see above it, there was a period in the King of Beverages ad.
Yeah, Dr.
But
Pepper.
after, they changed the font, so they dropped the period, and that's a common thing that people don't know about.
Mascots with a pop, the Frosty Dog. Gosh, it is a little bit of a walk down memory lane. But here we have 7-Up. Of course, 7-Up that was what you got when you had a stomach ache.
Right.
That's right. Isn't that what Mom would bring you in saltines?
Which ginger ale is part of their portfolio as well. But you have Freddie for your 7-Up, and a lot of people remember him as the kind of the mascot for 7-Up. And we talk a lot about, we talk a lot about failed products in some of our other exhibits because that's part of the entrepreneurship process and learning through trying, and so you see how these products get discontinued over time. But 7-Up, Dr. Pepper made it because of that.
They sure did, because they're that good. All right, this is exciting. This is a wonderful exhibit from the Rose Bowl Parade floats that Dr. Pepper would have. This is just amazing to me.
Some of these are from the 90s, and they're scale models of the actual floats that are in the parade.
And then there's a picture,
So you can look at these every time and see something different, and they're really detailed. And from the day I got here, they haven't been out in a while. They've been out before I was here, and I always wanted to get them out. And this is just
so you have a large storage area with a lot of things.
We have a huge, many thousands of square feet of storage that house our over 200,000 items that we have in our collection. So they're not all as large as these, but we also have cars and things like that we have to store. So it's a challenge, and that's why real estate is valuable. So we really have to be selective about what we get. And we have a lot of people that bring in items all the time. A lot of times we'll have it, not every time. So we don't just randomly accept things. We have a process.
Sure, I'm sure.
Because they're assets, and but we love that people always think about us with their collecting illness, as we say.
It can be an addiction.
Yes.
That is true, kind of like Dr. Pepper.
Addiction is probably better.
Shall I say? Oh goodness! And of course Baylor. Again, we were at that game. So anyway, we got the 1974.
Everybody had this bottle, like we had it in our house.
Yes.
And it was still full, and growing up here, we had the cups. We had the plastic cups.
Oh yeah.
That you always had them in your cabinet, but and the history is the bear used to drink Dr. Pepper.
Sure. Yeah, the
bear
mascot.
doesn't drink Dr. Pepper because
No.
bears don't naturally drink Dr. Pepper, but
or at least they probably shouldn't.
Yeah. So.
Oh, they do. They like they go for honey and stuff. So I can see why the bears loved it.
So it's we always gotta. A lot of people don't know about that, so we always gotta get that Baylor history.
In the 80s, 85 is what I was told, that was a Godzilla movie that Dr. Pepper was a sponsor of. Is that correct?
Right, and everybody remembers that. It was around that time, the ad I specifically remember. And so we've kind of made that our mascot on our float trailer. And a lot of our advertising, we really think it's fun imagery where Godzilla picks up the water tower and it's Dr. Pepper and puts out that quenches that thirst. So it's a lot of fun, and there's been Godzilla remakes over the years, so it's really in popular culture. So younger people get excited about it too.
Oh yeah. Well, let's keep walking because I want to go to Wilton's Landing as well to learn a little bit more about convenience stores.
Of a convenience store, but it's convenience stores over time, and when you look at the cases, it looks like when you go to a convenience store and open the cooler case.
Yes, yeah.
You start from the 20s and go all the way through the present day.
Yeah, let's head in here. Of course, it's also a history of the advent of the automobile and people.
Yeah, the traveling.
Taking these road trips.
For sure. So you had to have conveniences on the road. You had to be able to eat and stop and get something to drink, and most importantly, like behind us is a 20s gas pump. So we chronicle that history, and for all travelers, and so we you'll see a lot of products. Once you get probably to the 70s, 80s. For me in the 90s, like I'm really familiar with this, but we get people that come in and they see things from the 50s and they're like, oh, I remember this as a kid. And you can see the 1024 bottles.
Yeah, well, of course.
Of course, this was before my time, but like, my parents and grandparents, all that, remember all this stuff. And you see products that no longer exist.
Right.
So, which is pretty cool. And then we even talk about, the Cruises Drive-In, which was a staple here for many, many years, and so our staff we don't necessarily know what the public wants to see, so we bring in really diverse committees to come in and help us kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of storyboard out like what do we want to do, what would be interesting, because I can't predict what everybody will like, but we really let the community be involved. And so we have artifacts from the Cruise Drive-In, so we cover all kinds of
where
stuff.
was that located?
It was right up the street here, so it's no longer there, and that's because they sold, and the building, development downtown, a lot of that stuff is gone, but that's what we do. We preserve that history.
Yeah.
We have their oral history, and so these stores were very important because it was, it served as a bank, it was employment, it provided food and gas and all that good stuff. And there's communities that were built around these stores. So that's what we talk a little bit about. And then some of the coolest things we talk about is just travelers in general, and like black travelers at the time. And so we have a green book, and right now we have the travel guide behind us, and we tell that story about everybody's experience traveling. And so that's one of our rare artifacts over here in the, so we talk about that history as well. And what we do is we present the full history. We we present it as it was, and it wasn't always pretty, but it's interesting. And we always say we try to not make mistakes of the past, because we present it and share what happened. And we talk about 7-Eleven too, and a lot of people, 7-Eleven had a big presence here.
Sure.
It's a Texas, Texas store, so really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
A lot to take in,
Yeah, a lot to take in. As you say, some of history is not comfortable.
Right.
But it's important to remember it, right?
Yeah, and so we have that piece on loan right now. It's the travel guide, which is really fun, and then there's Waco sites included in it, and so this is from the Green Book, but there are these sites where black travelers could go where they felt safe back then, where you could stop, and that was just a reality of the time. But it's just really, really interesting how the story it tells.
Yeah.
And we try to tell that story.
Yeah, it's remarkable, and really such an important aspect of what you do in the museum world.
Right.
Again, the holding on to history, opening that up to younger generations. Remarkable. So much to see here at the Dr. Pepper Museum, and we're going to continue meandering through this beautiful gem in Waco.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Chris, hundreds of thousands of people come here to this amazing museum, but you say some people don't realize that Dr. Pepper was really invented in Waco.
Right, yeah, and I mean, if you're from Waco, you generally know that.
Yeah.
But behind us is really a mock-up of the old corner drugstore that was down over where the tornado memorial is.
Right.
And so it was actually created in this store, and here's Doc Alderton, who actually was the beverage chemist, or that actually created the drink in the drugstore. So this is kind of a nostalgia piece. This is like when I was a kid, he was here and he told you the story of Dr. Pepper through his lens. And so we kind of semi-retired him, and he's out here in a place of honor in front of the old corner drugstore. So he would tell the story, but we added some more modern elements, but we wanted to keep him here because a lot of people remember.
Oh
him.
yeah, I have some video of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing his thing.
Memory, so
yeah, we remember that for sure.
We didn't want to. He's retired, but he's still, he's available for questions.
Yeah, but it's great. This mock-up is awesome of the old corner drug. But let's walk on through.
All right, so now you're inside the old corner drug store, and so we updated some things in here as we get larger and have more tours coming through and more people. We really digitize the story, so we have this really fun, interactive. You push the button, and you have Morrison and Allerton talking about when the soft drink, the moment the soft drink was invented. So it's kind of an aha moment for everybody. And then they realize, oh wait, it was invented in Waco. I got it now.
Yes.
The Dr. Pepper Museum. It all makes sense.
Well, this room in here, though, I love because there's so much wonderful memorabilia. And I'm going to walk all the way back to the well. So let's talk about this. And this is covered over, so nobody falls in.
Right, nobody will fall in. But this was the original water source when this was a plant starting in 1906. So they would
pretty deep.
Distill the water and pull it out of this well. So this is where the base for Dr. Pepper all started. And we always joke that this is artesian manufacturing. It's not artesian water, it's groundwater. So, but it's creative advertising. And, so this is your source. And you can even see where if there was a fire downtown, they could pump water out of the well to help extinguish the fire.
All right. Well, let's talk about a major disaster, and that would be the 1953 tornado. I think what's really remarkable about this building is how it was heavily damaged, but it survived it.
Right, and it was kind of as you saw with downtown, you've seen the photos from the 50s, how devastating it was, and it, ripped the Mary Avenue side of the building off.
Right. And you can see the damage still from the exterior.
We call it our smile. You can still see the smile. But the company quickly, they had to get back to work, so they quickly replaced it and put it back together. The bricks didn't match perfectly, but they worked out pretty well. And they were able to get back online really quickly.
Well, again, this is a working museum. We've got folks here, doing their thing. You appreciate. I mean, you told me that went from a very small vision, really, of a museum to now 80 employees.
Right. And who could have projected that we would have 260,000 people a year? And we're over the 3 million mark, which is amazing. Visitors all the time, and we'll hit 1 million in the next 3 years, another 1 million in the next 3 years. So it's great, and we have visitors from every country that can travel, and in the first quarter of every year, every state has been here. So it's really amazing. Of
course, the property here, you have an institute. Tell me about
Free
that.
Enterprise Institute, where we talk about free enterprise economics, and we talk about just how you can create products, and you can design things, and you can make a living doing that sort of thing. And that's really based on the soft drink industry and how it works. And we have educational programs where you can actually make a soda, and you get to work in a team, and you can create a flavor, and you can design your marketing, and you can promote it and price it and all that fun stuff. So we kind of keep that entrepreneurial spirit alive.
That's wonderful. And I know as a guest here, when you go to, we'll head over there in a little bit, but you can create your own soda yourself.
Right.
A taste test.
It's a very popular program.
I know it is.
And we've gotten so popular that you have to book it online in advance.
Oh,
and
really?
So
okay.
You're led with through some of our educational folks here, just brilliant. And so they walk you through that process, and you bring your family, and we have a lot of corporate team building that come here and do things like that. So it's really fun, and then you walk away with your own creation.
It's amazing.
With some of them, I'm sure, taste wonderful.
I bet some of them do. But you have lots of flavors and things to be as creative as you want to be. Another thing about this building, is it haunted?
Well, we are a certified haunted location, so you know we do have paranormal tours, and so you can come through. So they're online. They're very popular as well, and so you can come see for yourself.
Have you experienced?
I've experienced some weird things.
Okay.
But,
I mean, you work here.
I work
You're bound
here,
to.
but, you know, we have employees that have just kind of really scary stories. Nothing malicious, right? But
Okay.
maybe tugging on your apron strings in the soda fountain, or certain places of the building give them a weird vibe. So we kind of have it across the board. Now, if I had any experiences, no, but I'm usually focused on what I'm doing, and I'm not usually by myself in certain areas of the museum, kind of closing up and stuff. But
Yeah.
I've been on the tours; they're fantastic, and make the hair stand
Now,
up. On
so
the
what
tour.
part of the building? Where is there like a basement?
Well,
Is
there's basements. And
Oh,
there's also
really? I've never been- I've
certified
not done that,
spooky
so I don't know.
spots throughout the building.
certified spooky spots?
So
one
you
up
can
here?
see 'em.
Is there one here?
There's, I think in the bottling room there is supposed to be a space that everybody's nervous about, but on the second floor we have stickers that kind of, there's one right around the corner actually.
Okay, well, let's go over here and look.
ahead. You have a certified spooky spot right there.
Okay.
So that means that something paranormal happened right around in here, which was, I believe it was an orb or two that flew right through the space. We have cameras.
Making my skin crawl
So
down.
we have cameras everywhere. I think we have over 70
Oh, yeah, I mean,
cameras
I see,
now. So we see everything. So so this is one of those spooky spots. And then right above us, oddly enough, in the next room, there's another one. So that means there's a lot of activity here. And so we let paranormal investigators come through, and they have equipment, and they can kind of find out for
Yeah,
themselves.
you're Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not scared of much. So I can walk around in here in the dark, and it doesn't bother
Do
me.
you really?
But people get really nervous about it. You know, we're on the original floor here, so it's creaky, and so it's got everything you want. So if you if you're faint of heart, I don't know if I'd recommend those tours, but they're a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Well, you won't want to miss on your trip a float. So we will head over to the soda fountain. And I am in the soda fountain at the Dr. Pepper Museum with none other than Chris Dyer, who is the president and CEO of the Dr.
Sounds
Pepper.
important, I guess.
You are important, and I'm delighted to pick your brain here at the Dr. Pepper Museum. But this is kind of the really fun rounding out stop of a visit to
Right.
the museum.
It's going to cap off your visit, and it's kind of what everybody comes here for. Well, it is. They want that unique Dr. Pepper, because we hand make it. And we do it the old-fashioned way. You don't just, like when you go to McDonald's, you don't just put a cup against the machine.
Right.
We actually mix it. So
So we're going to see that happen?
we are.
All right.
And, we have the soda fountain heads that you don't see anywhere else, and we're the original home of Dr. Pepper and the original home of the Dr. Pepper float.
Absolutely. And so we have a real live soda jerk who's going to be jerking our sodas for us.
I think so. I don't know if he's ready yet, but all right.
Okay, so you walk up.
Yeah, so if you're a customer, you come in but for you're special. So we're
Am I?
gonna just push you through the line.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I get to the front of the line.
So you don't
Good,
have to.
the museum
you
just
can say hi
opened,
to
and
Rachel
so-
and move on.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go down here where we'll show you
Hi, Rachel.
how you make.
signature.
So you can make your selection. We do. We
What's
do
the favorite one?
Ooh, it depends. Are you asking for my favorite?
Yeah, what is?
Cream soda.
Oh, cream soda.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and these flavors, we have special flavors that you can't get everywhere, and we work with a beverage chemist at Carrie Dr. Pepper to actually create we have things that aren't necessarily that you can
Yeah,
get
like
in the
that
store.
diet caramel cream.
Yeah, that's a unique to us too.
Diet caramel cream.
It does have diet in the word in it,
I
but it's still great.
That's right, diet. Not when you come to the Dr. Pepper Museum. No, I want a real live Dr. Pepper fountain drink.
We can do that.
That's what I want.
So we'll do the real thing here.
The real thing. And so I see your staff is recommending strawberry cheesecake. Bluebell, of course, Bluebell has got a Dr. Pepper float flavor.
Right. We serve it occasionally. It's really good. And so, we kind of do staff picks of the month and things like that. So we have different, that's why we have that flavor. So you're at the soda fountain.
Okay, let's watch what's happening here.
Those are a crowd favorite. So this is what people come here for.
Oh, there you go. All right, original home of the Dr. Pepper float, which is awesome as well. My granddaughters love that when we come here to visit.
Yeah, that is definitely a favorite of everybody.
Good job.
Yeah.
Just like I remember it.
How many do you make a day?
A lot. On the day, but a lot.
Yeah, a lot. He makes a lot.
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother, we were talking earlier about artesian wells. She was my grandparents were at 3206 Trice. So your family name is Trice.
Yeah.
So, but I knew when I went to my grandmother's house, she would have a carton of Dr. Peppers. And so looking in your exhibit up there with the bottles, and it was a treat for us, but 10, 2, and 4, that's not a bad plan.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's good.
That's not a bad plan. Well, what's your favorite?
The Big Red Float is my all-time favorite, especially the way these guys make it.
Well, I see a sign, Holt Beverage Company, of course.
Right.
No, the Holt family, the Getterman family.
And related to the 7-Up bottling towns.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
So we have the bottling line in here, and that's the favorite.
So this is a special part of the exhibit, right?
So this is, if you have a wristband when you come in, like you can visit the soda fountain or the gift shop for free, but if you want to come into this part of the museum, you get your admission wristband. And so this is a building we acquired in the early 2000s, and really fortunate to have it. This is the oldest standing commercial building in downtown Waco. Pretty significant. It did have some tornado damage, but when you really start looking around, you can tell that it is an older building. But we call this really our experience. This is the more kind of modern, science-y area, and so we do liquid lab here. It's the Keurig Dr. Pepper Liquid Lab. So this is where you can make your own soda, and we also do science shows, and you see some of our education and presenter staff over here, so they kind of curate your experience and making it really fun. And you can also do an extreme pepper experience.
What is that?
It's a private guided tour, and I can't remember exactly how many, but it's like you can have up to 6 or 8 people, and so you get a tour guide like Kevin back there, and who knows exactly what they know all this stuff. I like I said, I don't try to tell you any dates because I might mess up, but you get a private tour through the museum, and then you get a private make a soda, and then you get to get a custom drink at the soda fountain of your choice. So you get to learn all the things that a regular visitor might not see. But, that's reserved for extreme peppers.
Which I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. I'm a pepper, right?
For sure.
I remember that ad too.
So we kind of highlight certain things when we do that. Those are just really popular. So you can book those online as well. So we try to do a lot of experiential stuff because not everybody just is happy with just coming to a museum and looking around. They want other things to do. So we really challenge them. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I always thought this exhibit was fascinating too. It had been in the other building, correct? It had.
I think the bottling room. Yes, the bottling room was. Because we haven't owned this building for.
Right.
Well, now it's a couple decades, but this comes on. I think it's like every 16 or 17 minutes. Fun way that we can show people what a bottling line would look like, and we talk about the process here. So it's a lot of fun, and we wish there was a real 7-Up in there, but it's not real 7-Up.
No. But this is, as a museum, it is such an important educational tool as well.
Yeah, and that's why we exist. Because we don't just we're not here to just promote Dr. Pepper.
No.
We talk about the history and all the societal things and economics that happen related to that. And it's just a really interesting story. And we talk a lot about Waco history too. And that's, you know, being from Waco, obviously I gravitate to that.
Okay, so Chris, tell me about the treasures at the Dr. Pepper Museum.
So this is, as you see, it's wrapped as a vault, but this is an original vault. So we converted this to our treasures exhibit. It's sponsored by a lot of the local banks here, and so we have our most unique or special or rare pieces from our collection here. So it's just really amazing things here. We switch this out frequently, but you can come in here and see things that you would never see anywhere else. And this is one of my personal favorites because it's just, we have unique bottles in here, we have unique art, we have unique cardboards and things like that that just people, it's amazing that they still exist, especially when you have something from the World's Fair in Paris. So just Dr. Pepper was actually swept, so we had things from everywhere.
Make a trip to the Dr. Pepper Museum here in downtown Waco.
Sure.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
The Dr. Pepper Museum never disappoints. Stay with us, much more ahead, including the latest on the upcoming Waco Indie Film Festival. The Ann Harder Show is brought to you by Main Event Waco.
At Mapifil, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapifil.com and start celebrating your story today.
Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters. And welcome back to the show. We have got a fabulous Waco Indie Film Festival 2025 coming right up later this month. It's going to be July 17th through the 20th. And I have Carrie Wick here with me today to talk. Now, you're the features programmer, one of them, and do some marketing. And you've been on the podcast in the past.
Yes.
And this year is just shaping up to be phenomenal.
Yes, yeah. It's we have some exciting news. We've just made the Movie Maker top 50 film festivals worth the entry fee, and that's like a worldwide list. So we are incredibly proud, excited, very humbled to be on that list. So we're really excited about what this means for us next year. Our growth is just going to be exponential from that. It's really exciting.
Well, of course, you know, if folks are familiar with the film festival, you can go to individual films, or you can buy passes, and you'll want to do that because there are so many amazing movies for folks to pick. And I love how you've kind of done things in categories.
Yeah.
A little bit different maybe this year.
So our short blocks are kind of similar to what we always do. We kind of come up with a theme. Like one of the ones this year is, kind of you make mistakes and you find out. I won't use the other acronym for it, but just like, you make poor decisions and you get your comeuppance. And then, of course, we still always have our family-friendly block. So when we're going through the shorts, we kind of see thematically where ones would fit together. And I know Lewis has said before, they'll kind of argue like, well, we want to put this film in this block. Well, we want to move it in this block. And there's some arguing and back and forth about it. But we've come up with a lot of really good blocks this year. So there's going to be something for everybody in those.
Well, and of course, your features are always, they're fabulous. And so let's kind of go through the weekend, which really starts on Thursday night.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so that let's start right there. If you get a pass to the whole weekend, what can one expect?
So the very first thing Thursday night is our red carpet party. It's a gala. You can dress up as much as you want or dress down as much as you want. You can be comfortable. But we have tons of red carpet interviews. That's when our filmmakers come in, and you'll see a lot of people dressed to the nines. They get to gush about their videos, their films, their babies to the industry people who are there. We've got, I think one of the local news channels is there as well. We have excellent food. We've got drinks from, we'll have Brotherwell there. We'll have some good Balcones whiskey there. We're doing catering, Mexican food catering. And we're really excited. We want to give people a taste of Texas, so we're trying to support local. So we're getting that from La Fiesta this year. So we've got the excellent red carpet party, and then right afterwards, across the street, we have A Christmas in New Hope, and that one is so fun because it was filmed right here in Waco, and so I'm so excited for people to come see it because the whole movie you're going to be like, I know where that is. I know where that is. I've been there. And then after that, we have yet another party to kind of wrap up the evening. So that's Thursday night. And if you have VIP passes, of course, you get to come to all of those parties. And then the following day is our full day, Friday and Saturday of our shorts blocks, our features, just literally all day long. We've got 3 venues this year. So at any given time, you'll get to pick from at least 3 different selections about what you want to see. If you can't pick between 2, pick one. We've got online encore afterwards. So you're not having to really choose between the 2. If you can't make a choice, you can still see the other films too. And then we have a great party that evening. Our Friday night party is our board game party. And then Saturday night, I think the full title is Beers, Brats, and Bowls. We have an inflatable bowl you can ride, and we like roast hot dogs and s'mores at Brotherwell for the after party. So we just kind of have something for everybody. We're really excited this year. We're partnering with some of the other local venues too. Falcon and Owl is going to be hosting one of our films. We have this great film called Life is Dance. It's about dancing in Cuba. It's multi-generational. There are different types of dance. It is such a fun, colorful, vibrant, happy movie. And so Falcon and Owl is hosting it. They happen to be having a Cuban artist there at the same time. So we're partnering with them. Yeah, the synergy is just great. We have some great panels. We have the Future is Female panel. So the person hosting it, he wrote a book about female filmmakers. And so we're having several of our feature-length female feature filmmakers, try saying that 3 times fast, at that panel to talk about their experiences. And we're partnering that one with the bookstore here. It's blanked on the name.
Fabled?
Yes, thank you. Fabled Bookstore. Too many F words in a row with all of that. The Falcon and Owl. So Fabled, yeah. So we're so excited about all of the different panels, all of the movies, all of the partnerships with the venues downtown and the businesses down here that we love, the local ones that we can support.
Well, let's talk about the different venues where folks will be able to see films. I know Texas Music Cafe is one of them. That's on 6th Street.
Yes.
And I know for sure the film on the horses, The Healing Power of Horses. I'm not saying the name of the...
Where Horses Heal the Soul, I think.
I think that's right. Yes, exactly. Where Horses Heal the Soul. And I'm going to be at that one because I'll be talking a little later in the week with the filmmakers.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And the woman who started the ministry, this 501c3 for equine therapy. Fabulous, fabulous film. Also, you'll be showing it there, as you say, at the Hippodrome.
Yes, that's our Thursday night film is there. Yes.
Yeah, and any of the other, where are the other locations?
So the other one of our other venues is the Performing Arts Community Center. That's the PAC on Austin, and it is, I think, at 8th Street. It's a little bit further down from the Hippodrome. All of our venues.
Oh yeah, that's a great venue.
Yeah, yes.
That only new this year, right?
Yes,
last year?
They weren't open last year yet. They opened in September, so they've been open almost a year now, and they're just an amazing community space. They host all kinds of events, and
convenient, right? All right there.
Yes, and then the last one we're using is the Lodge, the Masonic Lodge, the bottom floor. They have an amazing theater space down there, so we're adding that venue this year too. So we're still trying to keep everything within a couple of blocks of the Hippodrome, so there's not a whole lot of walking, but we do have a shuttle. We're getting a shuttle, so people, if they don't want to walk, we know it's July, it's hot, they can ride the bus around. But all the venues are still really close together, and we've got the showings timed, so you can kind of get between the venues. You have a little bit of time to get from one to the other. We've got that built in, but we're really excited about adding those 2 new venues to it too.
Well, it's just going to be a wonderful series of films. Do you have a favorite?
Oh,
I know you were helping. I know your daughter is here watching this. You're like, do I pick a favorite child?
I mean, Where Horses Heal the Soul is great. It's so heartwarming. Who doesn't love horses? Who doesn't love, special needs kids and veterans getting healed by the horses? I mean, it's just got such a great message. Life is Dance, I think, was one of all of our favorites. It is just such a happy movie. You love all of the people in it. That's the one.
And again, when will that be screened?
Life is Dance, I think, is Saturday at Falcon and Owl, 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And that one is just so fun. Like, I want to go dance with all of those people, and I can't dance to save my life, but they make me want to try. It is so joyous.
Well, that's good. It's a success then.
And those are some of my favorites. The sci-fi one we have is really interesting. I really like that one. I don't know that I could absolutely pick a favorite, but those are some that I really enjoyed. Life is Dance, though, is, I have to pick one, is probably my favorite. It's just you watch that one and you're so happy afterwards. It's just, I think I smiled the whole time I was watching it.
Well, that's wonderful. That's what film is supposed to do, kind of take you outside of your everyday and make you feel good, right? So how do you get tickets for this? What is the best way to do that?
We've got our website up and running. So we, of course, have VIP passes, which get you into everything. You can go to any screening. You can go to any of the online encores. You can go to all of the after parties with the VIP pass. So, of course, I recommend that. You get a great swag bag with that, too. Our T-shirt design this year I'm so excited about is really cool. It's kind of a retro style one, so I'm excited for people to see that. But if the after parties, or if you don't want to go to that many, or if you're on a budget, we sell individual tickets to screenings. They're $12 each, and then we also and then we can do we have a ticket 6-pack where for $60 you get 6 tickets, so it's basically buy 5 get 1 free, and that'll let you get into a variety of screenings. And so that's a great option to be able to kind of pick and choose some that you want to go to and still kind of do it on a budget.
Well, it's pretty exciting how Waco is becoming quite the spot for film festivals. And let's talk a little bit more about this honor that was recently bestowed on Waco Indie.
So this is our 9th year, and of course, every year you want to try to get on this list. It's one of the best lists out there, because when you're in a filmmaker, you're starting out, you really want to maximize your bang for your buck. You have a limited budget. You're trying to get into festivals that are reasonable. Of course, everybody wants to get into the big festivals, right? But realistically, competition is fierce for those. And so this list just kind of helps guide them to, these are film festivals that are great options. Either they really work hard with the industry. We always try to have industry people here so people can find distributors, because that's what you're trying to do with this. You want to get on YouTube, Apple, you want to get distributed wherever. We do a good job of making sure that our parties are so much fun. That's one of the things I love. Our filmmakers we get a lot of submissions, and in the submission they'll say, my friend was in your festival in the previous year, and they said, we've got to go because your parties are so fun.
They are.
I
have to say.
I happen to agree. And so, but what really got us on the list this last year is our short project. One of the cool things we do is with our scripts, we have a grant that helps produce the scripts here locally. We want to bring them back here. We want to shoot in Waco. We want to bring some of that industry here. And so we had that great short script. It ended up going to oh my gosh, it was an Oscar qualifying festival. It did great. Governor Abbott, I think, even called it out about it. Oh my gosh, I'm totally lost the name of it. Oh my gosh. I can't even think of the name.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I hope you
I couldn't
edit
think of the
this.
name of the horse movie.
Yeah. So at any rate, that kind of got us on the list just because it was an Oscar qualifying. It did so great. Yeah. And I'm sure the name will come to me later.
That's in the middle of the night.
Yes.
That's what it was. Well, but it's the kind of thing that as a film festival to be able to generate more talent and to encourage these filmmakers. And that's what's so good about it, because you do have the filmmakers come and talk about their craft and what they're doing.
Yeah, and so the panel I was talking about earlier, I'm so excited about that. We've got female filmmakers who are going to be there talking about their experiences in the industry. I think the lady from Where Horses Heal the Soul might be one of them.
Twyla LaBarre.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's one of them, I think, that's on the panel. And so I'm just thrilled as a female. You know, it's there's not a whole lot of us in the industry. You know, I say us, I'm not in the industry. I just
we're
love
women.
it. Yeah.
And we enjoy film. Okay.
Yeah. To be able to call that out and support them and shine a light on them and their efforts, I think I love that we're doing that. I love that we're involving other places in the community here. You know, Fabled is my daughter. That's her favorite bookstore.
I know.
And so I love that we're participating with other little places in the community and shining a spotlight on them too. And so I just think it's cool that we get to do that with this film festival. Yes, we're celebrating movies, but we're also celebrating Waco. There's so many neat places here, and I love that we get to kind of do both. We're celebrating so many different things with one film festival.
Let's talk a little bit more about that feature film, though, that's going to be in the Thursday night. It was shot in Waco.
Yes.
You say.
Yes.
And, this is pretty special to see something of this quality. The trailer is awesome.
Yeah,
Again,
so
for that as well.
It's kind of like a Hallmark romance, so it's very sweet. And it's, I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but it's, it's a romance, basic plot. And
beautiful people.
Yes, yes.
Very much.
But I think it was filmed here 2 or 3 years ago now. And I know Lewis was talking about he helped scout it because they were trying to find a location where there were 2 houses next door to each other.
They were kind of fixer-uppers.
Yes, yes. And so trying to find the location here, he happened to know somebody, and so it worked out. But it's just so cool to watch it and recognize so much of Waco. And I just love that we have so many people interested in filming here. We do a film tour for the people when they come here to showcase some of the locations here, and I think that's what brought them here, is that they'd maybe been on that tour, and so that's why they were interested in filming here. We've had other shorts that filmed here precisely because they saw the locations here and they said, hey, this is going to work great for our video. We like the small town vibe here. And so it's really kind of neat that we can bring that kind of a level of talent here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You all, through the film festival, had a tour to go around, if I remember correctly.
We do every year.
Doing that, so you're going to do that again this year?
Yes, yeah. Every year we do that.
Great.
We have a filmmaker tour, and we go to different, I think we've gone to the Earl Harrison house a couple of times. We make sure to go to some of the older homes here.
The historic homes here are beautiful.
Yeah. And so we make sure to kind of spotlight a couple of locations around here that might be good for people, places that are interesting. We actually have several shorts this year that were filmed here, so it was so much fun watching those and going, wait a second.
I know where that is.
Yeah, I know that. And so it's really neat to not only know that they came here, they saw this place, they loved it, but now that they get to come back and celebrate their film here. So I think there's at least 2 shorts I can think of off the top of my head that were filmed here.
Well, this is going to be so much fun. And Carrie, you work so hard on all this, but you say, you just do whatever they tell me to do.
Yeah, I do. Pretty much, yeah. I know you were asking me my title, and I'm like, I'm not really sure it is. It's Lewis says, can you do this? And I say, of course I can.
Okay, but you get to watch these submissions. How many films were submitted for consideration?
For features, I think we had roughly 120 or 130 of them this year. And so I've watched all of them, and then all of the other feature programmers, we watch all of them and then kind of narrow down the list to about 20 that we really kind of shortlist. And then we do a little follow-up email to get a little more information from them. And then from there, we kind of narrow down the list. And then for the shorts, I'm not sure. I know we've got about 100 shorts programmed. I want to say we had like 600 submissions, but I'm not sure that number is entirely accurate. But we had quite a few submissions.
And of course, these filmmakers are vying for prizes. So,
yes.
So they're nominated for best short.
Yes, yeah.
Film,
So we have
best feature, best documentary. And so when are those announced?
They are Sunday. So Sunday we have a great brunch. I think the Olive Branch is catering it, and we're having it at the Earl Harrison House, which is just a beautiful historic location. And so that's when we announce all of our award winners. We also have Best in Audience Award, or just where the people who come view the films, they get to vote on which films they really like. And so some of the awards are based on audience feedback. So it's really exciting. And so all of that is Sunday, I think at 11 a.m. is our award ceremony.
Yeah, and then you'll send it out on social media. That's where I normally see it. I love seeing who the winners are.
Yeah.
So exciting. Well, the Waco Indie Film Festival 2025. Again, July 17th through the 20th is going to be wonderful, and I am going to be enjoying some of this as well, for sure, and talking with some of the filmmakers a little later in these podcasts. So, Carrie, great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Yes, sounds great.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. It's the first FDA-cleared birth control app. No hormones, no side effects. And 93% effective with typical use. And 98% effective with perfect use. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
I cannot wait. The Waco Indie Film Festival is going to be epic. So many great films and extra things to see. There's great bluegrass music ahead with Dueling Hearts. Stay with us.
When I wake up in the morning, it's you I want to see. I wrap my arms around you and feel you next to me. You warm me up when it is cold, you sweeten up my life. You're the whipped cream on my mocha, you're the best part of my life. You're the whipped cream on my mocha that I just can't live without. If you're not here in the morning, it makes me wanna shout. I can't get through the day alone, your loving just don't stop. You're the whipped cream on my mocha, you're the good stuff on top. I go from place to place. Just think about you, baby, puts a big smile on my face. You're sweeter than the honeycomb they sell beside the road. And with you always on my mind, it eats up my load. You're the whipped cream on my mocha that I just can't live without. If you're not here in the morning, it makes me wanna shout. I can't get through the day alone, your loving just don't stop. You're the whipped cream on my mocha, you're the good stuff on top. Get another cup, but it's not only the caffeine that stirs my system up. You pour out all your loving, gal, you fill me to the brim, and I'm only thinking one thing, my head begins to swim. You're the whipped cream on my mocha that I just can't live without. If you're not here in the morning, it makes me wanna shout. I can't get through the day alone, your loving just don't stop. You're the whipped cream on my mocha, you're the good stuff on top. You're the whipped cream on the mocha, you're the good stuff on top.
Thanks for being with us today. Join me tomorrow when we meet filmmaker Twyla Labar and Dr. Nancy Krennick and hear about their nominated film, When Horses Heal the Soul. You'll hear when you can see it here in Waco. Have a great day.